Self-acceptance. So self-acceptance is the ability to embrace one's strengths, flaws, imperfections, and shortcomings without self-judgment. And when we come to self-acceptance, a lot of the fears that we have associated with attaining what it is that we desire are alleviated. Those fears such as self-doubt, perfectionism, caring too much about being perceived, fearing how you are seen, so on and so forth. This is because all the fears above are associated with the fear of appearing imperfect or people being able to see your flaws. However, which poses the question, why is it that we desire to appear so perfect? One of the key motives for capitalism is to ensure that society and the individuals within society are filled with inadequacy. To promote consumption and consumerism to then stimulate world economies. Acknowledging the above, it also makes sense why society and collective consciousness is so obsessed with this concept of trying to appear perfect and always only showing the highlight reels of their life. Because as much as we'd like to think that we're in control of the trends that we partake in society, it is actually bestowed upon us by people who have a better understanding of our psychology than ourselves. So with understanding that, you understand the importance that self-acceptance plays in sort of freeing yourself from consumerism, right? And this desire to appear as perfect. In order for you to learn to accept yourself, what you must come to the understanding is that this ideology of trying to be perfect is a facade. It is not real, right? Nobody is perfect. We are all human beings, right? We are all flawed human beings, and we all make mistakes. But we must learn to forgive ourselves and accept ourselves nonetheless. So the first issue with a person who struggles to accept oneself is they often see the world and others as better than them. There's a hierarchy system within their mind, right? They think other people may be more perfect than them or have less flaws than them. But this is all a facade. It's all a facade. And what they often fall for is the appearance bias. The appearance bias is when you see somebody that looks a certain way, and because of the way they look and the way they appear to be, right, you assign them certain traits, personality-wise, or qualities of character, so on and so forth. But here's what you must remind yourself is, everybody you know, or you encounter, or you admire, faces the same thoughts and fears as you do. We are all experiencing the same life, only from a different perspective. That's why it's called a collective consciousness when we speak about all the main values that we have. Especially on social media, a big contribution to our desire to be perfect comes from what we see on social media. And although we don't know it, but it subconsciously influences the way that we feel about ourselves. And in order for us to overcome that, what we must understand is all of this is just, all of it is a facade. People only wish to show the face that they want you to see. Something people struggle to separate is the persona people have online and who they are in person. Oftentimes that doesn't align because people understand that when you pick up the camera, sometimes you need to put on a brave face and do what is required for you. It's just a job like any other. However, if you wish to accept yourself, what you need to come to understanding is that you are enough. In fact, everything we do in this life has this subconscious intention for us to feel as if we are enough. As long as we try to find external solutions to internal problems, we will never really be cured of what it is that we want to be cured of. So to accept yourself is to sit down and realize that you are enough as God created you. And yes, this means you need to reside in God. But in order to feel enough, you must reside in how God created you. And understand that you are flawed. And you must forgive yourself and accept yourself for the flaws that you have. And thinking that one day you're going to reach a point where everything is just perfect is honestly a facade and a lie that you tell yourself. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but accepting yourself comes with understanding that your flaws are what makes you so special, what makes you so unique. And what would appear to you a flaw could be something somebody admires about you or even finds attractive about you. And your ability to accept yourself quickly is also dependent with your ability to forgive yourself. When you act what you would consider to be slightly out of character, or you participate in a behavior that is not in the likeness of something you usually do, right? So for example, now I've started content creating, I'm a YouTuber. If I ever say something out of line, right? If I ever say something that maybe is incorrect and it's out of character of me, I forgive myself in the future if that ever happens. And what that does is the speed in which you can forgive yourself is equivalent to the speed in which you can accept yourself, which means the speed in which you can move forward. What causes most of our misery is the open loops in our minds, the constant thinking of all the possibilities and why we did something wrong, and pondering on why something occurred instead of understanding, accepting, and forgiving ourselves for it and moving forward. It's better to accept yourself than sit down and than sit down and list all the possible reasons as to why you shouldn't care about being perceived. Whereas if you accept yourself, you understand that you are as you are as God created you. Yes, you have shortcomings. Yeah, but that is what makes you unique. And to reside in that. Yeah, and that you're an individual. And it's also coming with the understanding that everybody in this world has a unique energetic signature, different from everybody else. And people's ability to, admire you and like you is dependent for their ability to see a reflection of themselves within you. And if they don't, they simply just don't. And accepting that. Self-acceptance is finding peace in where you are exactly as you are. And yes, you can be better. Yes, you can have a more fitter body. Yes, you can make more financially. Yes, there's a million things that you can do to improve yourself. But today, right now as you are, you're equally as enough as you will be in the future. That's what it is. And to sit with this idea, right? And understand that there is no external solution to your internal problem. And the only way that you will get past this and accept yourself is when you sit down with yourself and understand that you are enough, and everything else that you think you want is complementary to your existence. Oftentimes, people think understanding that you're enough is a enlightening conclusion that you come to at the end of your life. But if you begin with this mentality, you can go extremely far. So, sit down with yourself and understand that you are enough as you are. And yes, you can work on yourself. No matter which stage you are in life, you're equally as enough as you will be in the next stage. And to sit with that and accept that and understand that there is no external solution to your internal problems and that you can work through it. You can work through it. Accepting yourself will liberate you of all your fears. And I wish that you reach this conclusion and do the work that is required of you. Thank you guys for watching. Like and comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.